Hi, my name is Kevin Moore. I'm the head coach here in K-Fit Fitness Dojo in Athenry. We specialise in mixed martial arts, submission wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, amongst other things. Today we're going to look at a technique and a series of techniques actually from the bottom player. So Owen here is the bottom player and Paul here is the top player. This is Owen Higgins, Paul Stewart. These gentlemen are going to help me today demonstrate the technique. We're going to go for a classic armbar from the bottom position to an omoplata, which can be used as either a sweep to reverse top position to bottom position, or actually in a submission in its own right. Okay, so we'll start, guys. So Paul starts with his hands always on Owen's body. His hands will never be on the mat. Why would he have hands on the mat when he can have hands on Owen, putting weight down on Owen, keeping him pinned to the floor? Owen now is going to start his hand fighting, so to speak. So his arms are going to start grabbing Paul's wrist, and he's also going to start grabbing the back of Paul's head. Owen wants Paul's posture broken down. What does that mean? That means he wants Paul's head low down towards his chest, like so, exactly. And obviously Paul wants the opposite. Okay, there will be an opportunity here as Paul pulls back into his correct posture for Owen to assume an armbar position or begin an armbar. Okay, so let's go, guys. So he's down, Paul starts to pull up, Owen freeze. Owen, as you can see, has crossed Paul's arm across his body, and he has grabbed the back of Paul's head with his opposite arm. So they've swapped position a little bit, but more importantly, he's brought Paul's left arm across the center line of Paul's body. Here, this arm now is vulnerable. Okay, Owen, continue. He puts a foot on the hip. This is going to help him create an angle. There is no armbar when their heads are aligned at the 12 o'clock position. Owen is going to go after optimally a 90-degree position. So if we were going to use the clock face for this, let's say this is 12 o'clock from your point of view and this is 6 o'clock. Well, Owen is hopefully going to point his head out over near 9 o'clock, and he'll do that by pushing off Paul's hip here. There's an important point. This leg, this calf, back of the hamstring, is going to rotate like a windscreen wiper across the top of Paul's back, again to prevent Paul or to slow Paul from posturing up. Very important. So Owen, what movements please? Excellent. So you can see Owen's done very well. He's moved off at a 90-degree angle. He's at the 9 o'clock position. Okay, from here it's a very simple finish. Owen removes his foot from Paul's hips, and as he comes, he brings his hamstring to come around and into Paul's face. He takes his hand away. Now Owen will cross his ankles, he'll squeeze his knees together, and he'll lift his hips to the ceiling while keeping his head on the ground. Obviously you see he's controlled Paul's wrist, so we make sure that Paul's thumb is pointed up for an armbar. Owen, continue please. And a tap like that tells us that Paul has decided that he's had enough. His arm is straightened, is about to be hyperextended, and he's had enough. However, sometimes, especially with no-gi Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or submission wrestling without the judo jacket, it's what most people commonly look at it as, it can get quite slippy. So here in this position you can see maybe that as Paul drives into Owen, he could perhaps pull his arm out. Think of it like starting a lawnmower. He's an arm in here. There's no armbar on this arm. The elbow is bent at the wrong angle, okay, for an armbar. Owen will find it very difficult to hyperextend that. But Paul's shoulder connected to that arm is now vulnerable. So we're now moving into our omoplata series. So what's going to happen here now, Owen's outside leg is going to kick across the back of Paul. See, he's moving his weight. He's kicking Paul with his hamstring. He's moving him away. Paul's arm is left. As he does that, Owen sits up and assumes a grip with his arm around the far side of Paul's waist. He's not done quite yet. Owen switches his hips, and now from this position he can start to lift his hips and turn up, and will torque Paul's shoulder hopefully into a submission. Up you go. There we go. That's quite serious. If, say for instance, Paul has a flexible shoulder or Owen is uncomfortable finishing the submission himself, he can just unravel his legs and come up into a side right position. Oh. A very effective sweep, and I think we can all agree that Owen is in a much better position than what he was previously in the bottom guard position. So once more, guys, from the top please. Excellent. Pushing off the hips, turning 90 degrees. Hamstring across the face, knees together, hips to the ceiling. Let's go. And there's the tap. Paul manages to push in his body, pulls his arm out. Now Owen switches to the omoplata series, kicks up, grabs the waist, turns his feet, raises his hips. There's the tap. If he's uncomfortable or Paul has super flexible shoulders, he can just unravel Paul's leg from within his legs and come up into the side right position where you can start attacking anew. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Awesome. Thank you very much. If you're interested in that and you think that's interesting, please come down to us here in K-Fit Fitness Dojo on Athenry and we'll start your journey. Thanks very much.